Breakfast should still Oh god, did I really just forget to turn on the mic? I should really check on that. Ah, jeez. Okay, sorry. This is the thing when nobody's there watching. Nobody can tell you that the mic is out. So wait, I will have a listen here now. But you know, you hear everything double. Yeah, I really forgot to put on the mic. Very nice. Excuse me for that. So again, this is a front view of my house now. You can see down the road a little. I still have my car outdoors because the winds are not picking up for now. I will put it indoors or into the garage tomorrow morning. Well, at 8 when the storm hits. At least that's the idea. Um, yeah, you saw some movement in the bushes and stuff. That's basically a little weird because I own a little windmill in the backyard, and somehow it never moves. I don't know why. Probably because there's so much stuff of standing around here in the area. So the winds are mostly, moving the trees, but not the bushes. So when the bushes are moving, well, usually it says that this is maybe a thunderstorm that is hitting or heading to us. So in that case, there is a little wind, but it's nothing. It's nothing too hard or too weird or too stormy yet. So again, I just showed this thing. I was buying that last week. It's one of those radios with a crank on it to charge it with a battery in there. A little solar panel, and yeah, you have your AM radio, you have your FM radio, you have a little flashlight, you have a red blinker, and you can charge your phone with it via USB port, which is pretty cool. So I can always check on my news or check on news here in case of a power outage. As long there is some 4G or some edge somewhere. But otherwise, yeah. The other thing I wanted to say is, I forgot about that. What was it? See, that's the problem when I already told so much without having the mic on. Let me see. Yeah, there are not much people watching right now. Before, when I started, how I call it, the worst live stream on earth, I had so many views, but right now people might be sleeping because they want to get up early tomorrow morning, probably to be awake when the storm hits, in case it hits. So we'll see. I will definitely be online tomorrow as well. I will make another live stream tomorrow morning as soon as I get up, and I will install this camera maybe somewhere where you have a better view of the trees, maybe a little further out. But the thing is, due to my Wi-Fi, it could risk that you are not seeing that much. Hi, Dodge from Poland. Hey Poland, how you doing? So here it is 1 a.m. So still pretty early in the morning, and according to the news, we are waiting the first tropical storm winds at about 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, Monday morning. So for now it is very quiet, and this is basically more of a live stream test because I had so much issues before, and for now it seems to work pretty fine, which is a good thing. So tomorrow I will be ready for the storm if it hits. As I said before, I am next to Delray Beach, which is southbound of West Palm, as you can see here on the map. And South West Palm Beach is, it is basically the town where Dorian is heading to for now, as long as it is not turning northwards, which we all hope. So there you can see, West Palm Beach, then there's Boynton Beach, and then there's Delray Beach. So it's pretty close to West Palm, and yeah, we're hoping for the best. So we'll see what's going to happen tomorrow morning. As I said, I will be online as soon as I wake up. It will be a long day tomorrow, I think. It will be pretty noisy as well. I know the mic is pretty bad though. I have a better mic, and I thought I should not bring it here because I'm on vacation basically. That's why also I haven't uploaded videos recently. So I need to use my old laptop mic, which isn't that good, but it is better than nothing. And as it is some sort of a last minute stream, yeah, please excuse the bad audio. So as you can see, not much has changed for now. No tornadoes yet. And hey, Jesus Hernandez, good luck, man. Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, we will try our best. I mean, you know, I have, yeah, the whole house is shuttered. I have a lot of water here and food, so I think we will survive it. I mean, we'll hope that, yeah, that at least it won't destroy all the nice neighborhoods here, because there are a lot of palm trees, a lot of, you know, big trees, especially behind my house. I have a huge tree which is like, I can't even tell because I'm calculating metrical systems, so I would say it is about 30 to 35 meters high, which could be like 60 feet or something, or 90 feet. Well, I don't know, but it's a huge, huge tree, and when that comes down, it could be a serious problem, not only for my house but for the whole neighborhood. Depending on the wind direction as well, which I was checking out on Google Maps as well. But it really changes depending on what point a hurricane hits you, because it rotates. So it rotates counterclockwise. So when it comes in from the south, you will get winds from the east to the west, or from the south to the west, southwest winds. When it comes into the north part of where you live, it could be the other way around. So basically the wind can come from any direction, and yeah, for now I'm hoping that everybody's right, and this thing will turn up northbound and will leave us alone, but we will see. So yeah, the thing is, my Wi-Fi network outdoors isn't that good, so I need to set up the camera also tomorrow pretty close to the house, which will be the better choice in any way, as I don't want to lose my camera due to the wind or something. It is a Sony action cam, which is in a plastic underwater casing, so rain and stuff does not make that much trouble. But still, it is mounted with a little magic arm, which is a little two-part arm where you can you have a bolt in the middle, and when you can keep the camera pretty much stable in its in the direction you pointing at it, and it's clamped to something, to the wall or something that can't fly away so easily. But still, when Dorian hits as a Category 4 hurricane, as a direct hit to West Palm, I think will be pretty bad. Let's see. Metrical systems, what? No, freedom units. Well, I know about, I know about, how many feet and how many inches, like centimeters are, so I need to convert them in my head. But when it comes to like bigger numbers, and when usually would use like yards or something, I'm completely lost. So I stick to the metric system for now. But everything smaller than like 3 feet, I can measure out in inches, and that's not a problem. Move the router. Well, the thing is, I don't have enough cable. It could be an idea though. Basically, I have a cable, but I don't know if I really want to mess around with my internet during or like close to a hurricane. Not that something doesn't work later on, or I don't know. It's just, I need to stay in contact with so many people here and with my family. I don't want to risk anything and ripping it out the wall. On the other hand, I'm always saying this live stream can be finished pretty quickly when we lose power here, because I don't have a generator. So when the storm gets pretty ugly tomorrow, chances are that the stream might end unexpectedly. So we will see. Again, there is not much happening for now. It's very, very quiet. I said before that the temperature dropped. The temperature dropped significantly. Usually for that time of year, like during the last 2 months, it's like a permanent heat. So it does not cool down, not even during the nights or so. So yeah, it really cooled down when I went out to move the camera. I could really feel it. It was very, very humid, more than average, and it was cooler than like before, or the days before, the nights before. Probably because the air pressure is dropping as well. I am not a weather pro or so I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it has to do with the with Dorian. It's like the invisible first indicator. Also, I said before in my other live stream that I was watching some birds today, and it doesn't matter where I'm driving around or going around, the birds are behaving a little weird. They are all staying together, they are flying around pretty nervous, they are sitting together somewhere and then they fly off again. It's a little weird. Yeah, Jesus, I will, I don't want to move my router, as I said. It's a little, it's a bad timing, I would say, to mess around with those things. Even I could not break much things. I mean, it's just moving it, but I probably have to move a lot of stuff next week after the storm. So now, for now, I will keep this as is, and I think also that the actual hurricane shutters are also shielding, the signal. So yeah, I should add some more graphics maybe. Let's have a look if we can add. I'm just checking here. Maybe somebody knows that, because I'm using Streamlabs OBS and still having trouble of refreshing the chat, because I'm reading the chat parallel with my iPhone, because OBS does not show me any messages, so which is a little weird, because it's supposed to show me the messages I receive, but it does not work. Again, something that does not work, but in the end the whole system works for now. The stream I made before was completely a complete fail. It was terrible. I was using another OBS program, and it really was like lagging like every 5 seconds, and it was always telling me that there was an overflow, in the encoder and whatever. And I cranked everything down to an absolute minimum, and it still didn't work. And after that, I was sitting here all day long to, put on this little setup there together with the multi-viewer and, with the logo and whatever. And after all that work, when I started live streaming, nothing worked. So I threw away the whole program. I downloaded Streamlabs OBS, which basically is a very, very good software. I'm asking myself why I haven't downloaded this in the first place, but now it is working, and even with my pretty old laptop I'm using here, because as I said before, I'm on vacation, so I have a workstation where I do my regular YouTube videos, but in this case I am as I am not at home for now, or at my second home, I only use a very simple Asus laptop, you know, like a $200 laptop thing. And yeah, so I'm happy this is working now, because this allows me to show you guys tomorrow some pretty interesting live footage from the area here. I would really like to drive around, but you know, I'm not doing that. Maybe after the storm, depending on how it went out, because it was pretty interesting for me to see the whole area, like, you know, putting up barricades and you know, plywood and everything, and shutting everything down here in the area. I think people are taking this pretty serious this time. Last time I was here, that was when Matthew hit it. Was it Matthew? I think so. Well, and people were not that concerned about that storm, which was weird, because it took like the same sort of path than Dorian takes now. So, and that was a category 1 hurricane, so it never made landfall in Florida, but it made a lot of trouble and a lot of damage. So people are pretty much prepared right now for what's going to happen tomorrow. Again, we don't see much of a difference than before. Yeah, still pretty calm. I mean, tomorrow probably the sound will be even worse, because you will hear the noise from the outdoors here. I suppose this will be very, very loud. I know when we have huge thunderstorms that you can really hear the rain through the roof. Even this house is pretty much and pretty good insulated, but still, yeah, I'm hoping to not have too much damage and trouble after this one. I mean, it still remains a category 5 hurricane. Let me try to open maybe a map or something, if we have like the latest satellite pictures. Let's see. By the way, I'm watching live television next to it, and all day long already. It must be a pretty hard job to tell people over and over again the same things, because usually every 3 hours they will bring out the next updates and computer models. So in between those hours, there is not that much they can tell you. Wait, I need to plug my laptop in. Somehow I ripped that out before. Yeah. So what I wanted to say is that yeah, they are telling you basically the same thing over and over again for like 3 hours. Then they will receive the next data, and then they will start all over again and tell you the same thing over and over again for 3 hours. So must be a pretty tough job. Okay, so latest news, let's see. Hurricane Dorian batters Bahamas with an historic strike, I believe that. I just had friends over from Europe, and they went to the Bahamas like 1.5 weeks ago, and I just told them that they are probably one of the last people that, or you know, that saw the Bahamas how they were before, because I think there is not that much left right now. I saw some pictures from today from the Bahamas, and it looked pretty bad. I mean, they should start to add a new category because this is a category 5 storm, but it has wind speeds that could be considered to be a hurricane in category 6, basically. So maybe they will think about that. Still checking through some of the satellite pictures here. Infrared radar. Let's have a look here. I need somehow to find a way to, integrate this into OBS without crashing it. Come on. Everything goes very slow. Due to my laptop, due to the internet, it goes better right now. Before it was terrible. I think there are so many people just checking on news and whatever here in the area that even a high-speed internet connection at one point will slow down somewhat. Oh, okay. So it's funny because friends of mine in Europe are waking up right now because it's 1 a.m., which means like in mid of Europe it is like 7 a.m. in the morning, and we're still watching our camera here. Let's go back to this screen. Trying to load those radar pictures, but it's loading very, very slow. Let's see, I'll load this again. It seems not to really want to load those pictures. Probably there are millions of people now checking on that. Gary Rochester, please be safe, everyone. Thanks, Gary. Also for me, everybody in the area, be safe, stay inside. I just talked to my neighbors today. They did not want to put their shutters up. Well, they live longer here than I do, so they may know what's going to happen and if this area is in danger or not, but maybe they also don't know because, you never know, especially not with a category 5 storm. Okay, so those radar pictures are not loading at all. I don't know if they are updating them. Usually the next update will be at 2 a.m. here, which will be 8 a.m. in Europe. So we will have the next update about what the storm will do. Try to load them, but okay, here they come. Okay, so how can I now integrate them to OBS? Let's see. Because the problem is what I could do is I could make a screen grab, but no, that's not ideal. Let's see when I just copy that link and I will add something here. Go back to the editor. I hope this works during the stream. We'll see, but for now it seems to be working. New scene. Okay, bye-bye. There we are again. Okay, so I could not add this without having a black screen in between. Okay, just wait a second. The black screen is normal. Okay, I just swapped over to a new source. So I will add a browser source here, so I can show you what I am basically doing. A new source. Okay. No worries, the black screen is normal. I'm just putting in some new data of the storm, some radar pictures. There we go. Okay, so I remember a way to interact with browser things in OBS, but it's a long time ago. But I will crop this down simply. Okay, so let's zoom further in there. Okay, I need to crop this down. Nope. Okay. Let's see how close we are. There you can see we are pretty close. It gets closer and closer, and it's particular getting closer to where I live, so I really don't like that. Let me just add another, just a background layer, because I can use this graphic as well tomorrow in the next stream. As I said, I will stream tomorrow as well. Tomorrow morning, as soon as I get up, I will install the camera outdoors. As long as I can go outdoors, but I think so. I mean, I will stay right next to the house. I'm not going anywhere, but... Okay, so this is like a picture from... this is a picture from midnight, 12 AM. So this was 1 hour, 20 minutes ago. You can see that it gets very, very close, and it's still not looking like it would move somehow somewhere northbound, so only thing we can do is hope. This can be pretty bad. Also, this light, well, you can't see the lights, but I bought me those little light thingies at the Home Depot, which were $8. Was a great deal, by the way, and they are pretty nice. Also, they are making a very nice, very soft light, which is kind of cool. When I'm just seeing there are some flares in this picture. That's because, you know, there's a ceiling fan. I can tilt this down a little like this. Those are pretty cool because they have a battery in there. They last 40 hours on the smallest or darkest setting. The brightest setting, they last like a couple of hours. You know, you have 3 intensity modes. You have a magnet over there. You have a magnet, 2 magnets over there, so you can put it nearly everywhere. You have a little hook as well. I'm not trying to sell you those things, but I really like them. It's a very nice thing to have. Not only when there's a hurricane coming, but in general, it is a pretty nice little thing. I prefer those things to a regular flashlight, because also you can use them to make a nice light when you're making YouTube videos. All right, let me check on the chat. Voided Hearts, I'm worried. I don't know how I can move to the opposite direction. Either it looks we'll go to the right center. Well, for my understanding, there is a low which is coming from the north, which pushes down. Wait, it is the other way around because of the camera. So when you have like the United States here, there is a low coming down, which is like an under pressure, so it will suck or introduce suction to the cone. And for now, you know, a hurricane would probably stand more or less still at one spot when there is no winds, you know, pushing it. So for now, we had this high on the upper side of the United States, and that was pushing down and westwards and pushing the storm in direction of Florida. And now this high went down to mostly probably to South America, and now pushing it upwards, and you have the low which pushing against that, and you know, it comes down from the north, sucks the cone upwards, and the high that was pushing it to the west now is too deep geographically to push it further to the west. So it will turn northwards, that's for sure. But the thing is, they don't know when. And now we are at a point where like hours start to count, you know. So when it starts pushing it upwards, a couple of hours too late, we will have it hitting Florida. So I'm not pretty good in explaining things because I'm a completely amateur. I'm just watching the news and telling you things I thought I would, you know, understand or so. But we from Brazil pray for you. Hey, thanks, Strike Mermau. Thank you very much. Thank you. Bom dia, Brazil. Good morning. Good morning, Salty Badger. Mouthy Mama, I hope it doesn't hit you guys. Yeah, we all hope that. We all hope that. And maybe we are lucky. We will see. I mean, you can see again on this camera at my front door. It is still very calm. Well, that's because the cone hasn't hit us yet. It is windier than it was the days before, that's for sure. Still, it's all pretty much normal. As I said before, I was watching some birds today and they start to getting nervous. I'm always imagining like a world without internet and where nobody would know that there's a hurricane coming, because here is nothing is indicating something bad. I mean, the sun was shining all day long, the kids were playing at the pool. Yeah, it was like the perfect day, you know, Labor Day. The perfect day to have a barbecue, to have fun, and nobody is thinking about something bad. So the only indicator here were the birds, because the birds are behaving differently than they do usually, so they might sense something. I know that they are very sensitive to electromagnetic fields and stuff like that. That's how they find their ways, you know, to the north or to the south. So maybe it has something to do with that. I don't know. Again, I am sitting in Delray Beach, which is a little southbound of West Palm Beach. It's about 15 minutes, 20 minutes to West Palm using I-95. So it is pretty much close, especially when you see that cone beside of it, which is huge. There you can see that. Wait, is this loading again? There we go. So comparing to the map I showed you before, this is like, yeah, they still say it would be it is a small hurricane size-wise, but it is a very, very strong monster. So how far is it from Miami Beach? Well, Delray Beach is about 45 minutes from Miami. You can't see it here on the map right now. I would need to zoom out, but I know there is a way to somehow interact with those cards on OBS. Let me see. Properties. can't find that. But yeah, it's about 45 minutes from Delray Beach, so it would be like 1 hour and 10 minutes from West Palm. So just to have an idea about sizes, it is not that far away, but still, I mean, a hurricane isn't that big in the end. I mean, this picture you can see here, this is like, only like a little part in the middle is the thing that is really deadly. So, you're about to get smashed, bro. Okay, thanks, Raya. Mm-hmm. Looks to be only about 4 hours out. It is. They said before at 5 o'clock or at 6 o'clock in the evening yesterday, they said that it would take another 4 hours to be here, which is now, now we have like 1:30, so, and it's still not there, but that's because it's still slowed down again. The whole system slowed down to, I think, 6 miles per hour, and then it sped up again a little. It gained a little speed, but not much. And the speed is now what counts, because all the computer models are calculating the position of the storm to a certain speed. So when it speeds up, the computer models won't work anymore. And the thing is that now the storm is so close that it's a question of, of hours and probably minutes of where the storm will go. Okay, I start to lose track on on the chat. I'm sorry. Let's come back here. Sorry. Also, my chat is still not working on OBS, so I have to read it parallel on my phone. Best news is that there are tons of utility workers all across the eastern seaboard, and they're way down there already, even from as far as New Brunswick in Canada. I saw that. That's impressive. Like, also how the trucks are coming down to Florida when there is something happening like this. It is very impressive. I had a friend of mine, I think it was last year, I can't remember the name of the hurricane, or now 2 years ago. Was it Matthew that struck Key West? I think so. Well, but I had friends from Tampa. They were driving down to Key West just to give people a hand, to help. I helped both of my neighbors today. I call them the Golden Girls. They're two ladies, two older ladies. They needed somebody, some help to close the shutters. And yes, was it Matthew? Yeah. So it's very impressive how people are, getting together to help. That's a very, very nice thing. And also, I already saw those trucks, those white FPL trucks to, fix electrical power lines. I saw them around all week long. There were, I don't know what they did, if they added some more cable that when something breaks down, the cable does not rip off or something like that. But I saw them all day long, like since 1 week. I'm still watching my camera outdoors. Still pretty calm there, right? Yeah. Not much movement for now. Yes, it was Matthew. Yeah, yeah. That was also pretty well. It was luck for the ones, and it was it was a bad situation for the others. But Matthew was Matthew the one that did not made landfall? I think so, and that was a category 1. When I remember, and the thing is that in case this will, even it doesn't make a landfall, I mean, when it remains a category 5 storm, this can be pretty bad for our area, or for the whole area. I mean, let's hope for the best. Let's check again on some new radar pictures. It's supposed to update them. Well, it's supposed to update automatically, so I don't know if it does. But it seems to look like similar to before, so... Well, it is crawling very, very slow. I mean, it is crawling with like 8 miles an hour or 6 miles an hour now. Which is also a very bad thing, because, you know, the sooner the storm passed over your area, the better. When it stays like there, like a vacuum, it's a bad thing. There are always commercials running when I come back to this shot. That's because, you know, it's a YouTube feed. I should have gathered another source of. Yeah, the stream is still working from the outdoors camera, so this is basically a live feed from Delray Beach. My area hasn't been hit by a bad one since Hurricane Bob, like 1991. Wow, okay. Where are you from again? I'm sorry, I missed that, I think. But it's going to hit central New Jersey. Well, even it will hit New Jersey, until then it might not even be a tropical storm anymore. And even it is, I mean, you know, it won't hit New Jersey as a category 4 or 5 hurricane, that's for sure. So I think even a category 1, when, you know, I mean, when you have shutters and, you know, when you just prepare, you will be fine. But I don't think that a hurricane makes it up to that high. Well, even there was, I think it was Matthew as well. No, I think it was Matthew that hit Ireland last year or the year before as a subtropical storm or subtropical depression or something. But still, I mean, a Cat 5 direct hit to Florida will be pretty devastating, I think. We'll see. Let's see if there are any new updates. No, not yet. We will have 15 more minutes. Then they will give out the new computer models. So we see what's new. And we see if there is any new shift to the west or something. Oh, you're from Maine, okay. You live at the okay, you live at the other end of I-95. Okay. Cool. I don't know. I don't even know if it would be possible for a category, let's say category 3 or 4 hurricane to get up this high. I really don't know. I mean, I'm not a meteorologist or something. You know, I'm just a guy who's fascinated by, you know, by natural things, natural powers and stuff like that. And I'm interested in, you know, a lot of things concerning, like, you know, physics and chemicals. I'm not native to the US, as you can hear in my accent. I'm basically from Europe, but I lived down here partially. Thor News on YouTube put a pretty good video out 2 hours ago. Let me check that. Let's have a look. Well, you know what? Let's try to, if we can do this live on OBS, as I now can interact with this thing. So what I need to do is I need to crop this further up. Wait. Okay, so interact. So what was the name again? Thor News. Thor News Hurricane. Yeah, that's the thing. It's just, you know, it's just standing still, which is pretty frightening. That was 2 days ago, 1 day ago. 5 days. Wait. No, I don't want to click on that. Go away. Let's just click on Thor News. I'm sorry, the computer is pretty slow just because, it's streaming and receiving data and whatever in the meantime. And 7 minutes ago, oh wow, okay, let's have a look. Okay, oh wow, that's a nice video though. Let me pull this up. Okay, so here you can see, whew, this is a beast. Jesus, this is a huge storm. When you see like how tiny like West Palm is on the sides, I think we should be prepared for the worst. Let me pull up the map again where I am right now. I'm West Palm. Wait, I will now, as I can interact with this, I can put this over here. So there you can see Lake Okeechobee, and all the way down on the right hand side you can see Delray Beach. So that's where I'm located right now. And yeah, sorry, that was the wrong one. No, did I throw that away right now? The other video from Thor News. Wait, let me pull this up again. Thor News. Jeez, this thing is getting very, very close. They should have been a little bit more careful with what they said the last days on all the news channels. I mean, they rely on, computer animations and stuff like that, but they gave a lot of people wrong impressions with their northern turn, that it would not hit anything at all, and it will turn off before hitting even the the Bahamas and whatever. And still they are saying that it will turn off, and I'm just not believing that. I don't know. Those pictures are telling something different. When you see this round thing on the map, this is Lake Okeechobee on the left. So this is like right next where I am, which would be a direct hit in that case. So questions are, should I leave or should I stay? Well, I'm not living on the coast, so I live like 1 or 2 miles inward, but still, this is pretty close, dude. Do you think that New Jersey will get after effects from it, such as rain, thunder, etc.? Well, probably it could. As I said, I'm not a specialist in in weather and stuff, so can't tell you that. But for sure, I mean, when the storm gets weaker, it spreads out more, and it will bring some nasty weather. But I don't think it will be something devastating, like having this thing knocking at your door right now. So I think you will be fine. I hope we will be fine as well in Florida. So I hope that it starts to move northwards. It should have started moving northwards some hours ago. So this starts to get a little concerning, scary would be the right word, I think. So I also I have a shelter. There's a shelter right next to my community where I live, so it's just down the road. But I don't know. I should ask my neighbors if they would go or not. As you can see for now on the live picture at my front door here in Delray Beach, it's still all the way quiet. No wind whatsoever, no rain. It's dry and whatever. I think I will pull in my car later tonight. As they said, it would take until tomorrow morning until the first tropical storm winds would arrive in the area. But I wouldn't be too sure about that, so I have the TV running all the time in the background just to, to hear if there's anything going on. And I also have a second phone just in case there is an alarm or something, or tornado warning or whatever. So there won't be updates for 2 hours now. So yeah, I will pull in the car. I mean, I just left it there because today the weather was beautiful. It was it was a little windy, so a little fresh breeze. It was nice and sunny, and I know tornadoes can occur, but I read that mostly the most dangerous parts of a hurricane would be like as it rotates counterclockwise, would be like on the upper side of it more than on the lower side. So at least that's what I read. So in that case, the risk of a tornado would be a little bit bigger in the north, which is north of West Palm. Unfortunately, I don't have the right. I can't point on a map or so to show you things, which is a little bit sad. I would love to have something I could, click and point on something, as they have in the news stations, this aura thing. But so when you look at this map, the north of the eye is more in danger of in risk of a tornado than it is south of this storm. So we'll see. As Katrina taught us, the real most dangerous part of a hurricane is the looters. Well, back my mark. What is a looter? I don't know what a looter is, I'm sorry. I got so scared for my family in Puerto Rico. I thought they were getting hit. Yeah, that was a close call though. In the beginning, it was like heading to Puerto Rico, and then it turned off northwards. So oh, thieves! Yeah, that's right. I just heard today my neighbor, well, one of the Golden Girls where I helped to close their shutters. She was telling me that she was in vacation like 10 years ago for like a month, And when they came back, people have stolen their hurricane shutters, and there were like those you know those things you can just pull and close them. So they were stealing and unmounting them from the wall, obviously. Yeah. Okay, so I learned a new word, looters. Yeah, that's a pretty bad thing though. How can you steal from people that are, already in a pretty bad situation? I thought it's starting, but it was the air condition that went on. I think I should drive in my car to the garage, shouldn't I? I should take you guys with me and set up the camera somewhere. Um, let's see. Should I pull in the car? Yeah, I should pull in the car. Um, Squatters. Yeah, I heard that in Spain until today it is still legal when you would go to somebody's house who's not at home and you would stay in that house for more, I think it's 1 or 2 months, it becomes your house. That's an official law in Spain. And that's nowadays. So you can go to Spain, you go and sit in the house of somebody, and after 2 or 3 months, or 1 or 2 months, it's yours. Incredible. Um, okay, I will go to the be right back sign. I will pull in the car. Yeah, just stay with me. I'll be back in like 10 minutes. I will take a little break. I will get me something to drink, and I'll be back in 10 minutes. Okay? It's such a crazy thing. Yeah. Okay, I'll be right back. my car to safety. What is this commercial running there? I should go over there. Yeah, so what did I miss? You made fun of me? Tiny garage, yeah, I know. And it even looks bigger due to the wide angle of the lens of the camera. um, Gas shut-off valves. Well, I know what they are. Well, the thing is, I'm working in the entertainment business, and I'm making special effects. So we work a lot with specialized shut-off valves and all sorts of safety equipment. So I know a bit about them. I don't run anything on gas than my grill outdoors, so that's rather on propane. We call it gas in Europe, basically, and yeah. So gas is propane and fuel is benzene. Benzene. I don't know. Yeah, the fat lady in underwear. I don't know. They basically put in commercials every now and then, and it was basically a YouTube stream. Um, is there any YouTube stream I can put in there? Maybe that is a little bit more reliable or has more updated data, because I think this is just a stream I found. And I don't want to steal anybody's effort as neither, so. But let me see, maybe I'll find something a little bit more related to what is going to happen in a couple of hours. Juke squat on the Gulf Coast. What is that? Some sort of company that sells them, or? So most of the live streams are offline by now. Might be too late in the night, I don't know. And I don't want to steal other people's content, but I'm basically just looking for like a map, a map with a cone on it. So every now and then I also have to check on my garage door, because for now it stays open, as I still have the camera attached to the actual to the door. Tomorrow I will check out another spot where I can fix it down somewhere under the roof or so, that it won't fly away. Also, for now it looks like it is a freeze frame. Let me see. Yeah, I should check on the camera if it's still streaming. Oh, now it's gone, or it's reloading. Could be a good sign, could be a bad sign. Let's see. It's on a group on YouTube. They have a channel, Juice Squad. Contacting the stunts and pranks. Lots of stuff. You will have fun. I will check that out, man. Why not? Let's skip this commercials there on the stream, because they pretty much suck, and I don't want to promote anybody else's commercials. So skip. There we go. they do a lot of things trying to help Florida and keep the oceans clean and stuff. That's cool. I also regularly go to Flora Oceans to help cleaning some of the beaches here, if it's in the area. I mean, they actually got the governor to respond to some stuff. Hey, that's cool. I mean, when you do pranks, you need some sort of balance. So you have to do good stuff, to compensate for the bad stuff you do. I think that's fair. So the red tide stuff that keeps happening from Lake Okeechobee, yeah, I heard about that with the fertilizer runoff that keeps causing the massive marine kills and stuff. Yeah. I think the hardest one who got hit was the Bahamas, because there are not much of big buildings there. Mostly are built like sheds, and there is not much, from keeping the wind off. So I think, and also money wise, I think they're in a pretty bad situation right now. I just saw, I just showed those pictures from today. There there will be way more coming online tomorrow, I would say, but I don't want to show anything that shows people in bad situations. I don't know. I'm just making that stream because at one side, it fascinates me what's happening. That a storm of this size can, well, it's just a fascinating thing, but in the meantime, it makes a lot of bad things and it makes a lot of trouble. So, yeah. Let's see. Oh, we have. Okay, it's 2 a.m. It's 2:20, so we should get a new update from. We should get a new computer model. Let me see. Update. So we should have a new model where the cone is supposed to go. Let's see here. This is 50 minutes ago. No, that's not the last update we have here. Also, they soon should switch over to an hourly update. Here's a 30 minutes hurricane local statement in South Florida. But I'm basically waiting for... let me check on WESH. I'm really recommending WESH 2 News. Those weather guys, they are very nice. They also have a very nice YouTube channel, and every morning they call it like a coffee talk. So they just sit there in front of the webcam and talk about what's going to happen and whatever, without without any overdrive thing where they tell you we all gonna fly to the moon or whatever with the storm. But they seem to be pretty realistic, which I really appreciate. So I'm really, if I want to get some new informations about the storm, I mostly check on their webpage. Okay, mandatory evacuations to begin Monday in multiple Central Florida counties. Sorry. Well, that's nothing new. But there should be an update about from 2 a.m. about the cone. Latest maps. Let's have a look there. Ooh, my computer runs very low. It is an old laptop. Let's see. Can we load this? And then maybe I can load this up to to OBS as well. Is it starting to turn off? Oh, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. Yeah, I'm European. Yeah, just guess where am I from? I'm not from Germany, I can tell you. I'm not from Holland neither. Got a lot of comments on my YouTube videos that I have a terrible accent. I know that, but well, that's how it is. So okay, so what time? So I have the 2 a.m. Update here. Let me paste this into OBS. I need to update this stuff in real time because I can't prepare that in beforehand. So let me just paste in the new address. Okay. Now I would need to crop this and put this, or make this smaller so we have a better view. Sign up. No, I don't want to sign up with anything. Wait, let me see. Interact. Oh, I love this interact button. This is pretty cool. Okay. Here we go. So how can I scroll downwards now, because it's not giving me any... Nope. Hey. I need to scroll down. Okay, so it's probably just showing me the thing. Okay. The thing So I need to make this smaller. Uncrop this. Sorry guys, I have to do this in real time because it is not letting me do this offline as long the stream is running or going. Okay, so this is basically okay. So how can I scroll down then? Should be able to scroll down. Interact. Page down. No. That's not working. Okay. The thing is, I can't scroll it, I can't pull it down, so I don't know. Wait, what I can do is I can simply save those pictures and post them directly as an image. That should work. If not from Germany, not from Netherlands, must be from Denmark, Sweden or Norway. No, I'm not. I'm I'm basically more from the south. Not as much south as Italy or Spain or France. No, I'm basically should I? No, just guess. Just guess. Well, I can tell you, I'm coming from a very small country. I have many friends from all of those countries, so I can hear it low. Well, yeah, but I'm neither from Denmark or one of the northern countries. No, not Lithuania. Lithuania. Well, I can speak German though, and I also speak French, but I'm neither from France, neither from Germany. So this might be the most interesting picture here because it shows the forecasts of the cone, which is a little bit weird because it's still not really shifting anywhere. But for my guess, it is way closer already than I would like it to be. I will remove this right now, and I will add the latest forecast. Well, Belgium, yeah, it's already pretty close, I must say. So it's not Belgium, it's not Germany, and it's not France. So where could it be? Oh, your cousin is from Belgium. Okay, cool. Well, I'm not far from Belgium, I must say. I'm not far from Belgium. Okay, so here we have the last update from 2 a.m. As you can see, this is not what's happening for now, isn't it? Because the cone seems to be way closer to the coast already than this is. Maybe this is the 11 p.m. version, which would be strange because they posted it together with the updated picture where it says it's 2 a.m. It's a 2 a.m. update, and here you can see it. It says 2 a.m. and yeah, and there you can also, well, it's kind of the same thing, right? Can we put this next to each other? Something like this. Yeah. I should crop the top so nobody sees where I grabbed that illegally. But you know, we are in a state of emergency, so I think that is more important than stealing someone else's graphics. Also, those graphics are coming from the Hurricane Center, so I think they are free to use. Okay, so here we can see that it visually has not shifted that much, so but it still says 155 to 140 miles an hour. Wow. Okay. Okay, someone got it. Someone got it. Maybe someone Googled it or someone lives in the area. But yeah, Justin is right. Yep, I'm from Luxembourg. Very tiny country. 400,000 people living there. But it is a country, but it's tiny. It is tiny, and we don't have hurricanes there. We don't have earthquakes. We don't have... well, there is a supervolcano in the Eifel in Germany, which one day may be going to explode or something. Again, those commercials. I should really take this thing out. Yeah, I will take this out and I will simply... Yeah, but when I put a still in there, that would be boring as well. Okay, I click away the ads again. Let's click away ads. So this user makes a lot of money with me tonight, because I don't think that this live stream will be monetized anymore, as there might be some background music or something sometimes. Bahamas still getting beaten hard right now. Are they? Oh, those poor guys. 916 megabytes. I could download the Hurricane in like 20 minutes. Please do that. And then just put an antivirus thing on it or so. Doesn't Luxembourg rent the country out to people occasionally? No. No. Luxembourg is a Grand Duchy, so we have a Grand Duke, and we have, we have a, how do you call that? We have, political parties and stuff like that. But no, it's its own country, and we don't rent out this country for anybody else. We have a lot of banks in Luxembourg. Unfortunately, we don't have that much industry anymore, which is sad because I'm more of a handy guy than a nerd. Even I'm looking like one, but I prefer to build stuff. And so let's have another look outdoors. It still looks pretty quiet, isn't it? It rained a little bit when I pulled in the car, but not much. Still all normal. Yet again I will have those those ads in the corner. Jeez. Okay. You know what? I will throw this out. Goodbye ads. And I will put in the latest update spaghetti model. I heard of celebrities asking to rent it at times. Maybe they didn't actually do it. No, that probably was a joke. I mean, it's a country. You can't rent a country. And Luxembourg even has its own language, which is Luxembourgish. So, yeah. Even it is small, it is a... it is a pretty, let's say, wealthy country because of the banks and stuff. I'll cut down and crop this thing to a better size, something like that. Yep, and then I will throw it in here. So I can make this a little bit smaller as well. That's okay. That's better. So no more commercials. No, well, celebrities. No, well, basically, we have a big television station in Luxembourg. It's called RTL, Radio Television Luxembourg. RTL nowadays has like channels in every European country, more or less. So in France, Belgium, Germany, Poland, Holland, they have RTL stations everywhere. And it was outgoing from Luxembourg, so it was basically a Luxembourgish company in the beginning. That was like I think they started with radio in the 1930s or something. They're a bit like Fox News or ABC or something in the US, comparable. And still the mother house is still in Luxembourg today. And yeah, Shiva, I hope everyone's safe. Yeah, me too. I'm really hoping this. That's okay. I mean, it doesn't make sense to, cry all night long because of the hurricane. We will not be able to change anything about it. The only thing we can do is to be prepared. And, yeah. So, I think even the people on the Bahamas are happy when they can laugh again. Which hopefully they will pretty soon. I think I need to change or swap out the battery on the camera, on the outdoor camera. So I will do that. I will be right back in like 10 minutes. Okay, so I swapped out the battery. think it's building up a connection. As I said, that's a live camera I have at the front door. Not much happening for now. Thanks Junk TV Live for subscribing. Used to live in Florida, West Palm Beach for 27 years. Been through many hurricanes. Worst was Andrew. Just be safe and prepare. Best for you. Hey, thanks Chris. Yeah, hey, I mean, we still don't know what happened, so we hope for the best, but it sounds pretty terrifying what they are telling on TV. Still they say, well, it will turn northwards, but it is pretty close though, so we'll see. I still have problems. I still can't read the chat on the OBS, so I need to read it from my phone here. Let's see if there are any updates right now. Well, before Sentinel put out a message that was like at midnight that a good part of Broad County wasn't under in the cone anymore, which I think they were like the only news station that reported that. It's pretty weird when you put in Dorian update on Google. You will first get a red SOS alert message. Hurricane Dorian, Abaco Islands, and you get some live streams, an affected area map, official updates. Here we are. But they're all too old. They're all like more than an hour ago, so, and the latest update was at 2 a.m. so still waiting on something new here. 13 minutes CNN. Let's have a look. Yeah, okay. Hurricane Dorian slams into the Bahamas. Bahamas residents sheltering in darkness as storm hits. Well, that was predictable. That will be the same thing here tomorrow. Again, I don't have a generator, so in case the power went out, that will be the end of the live stream. But I will continue to take some pictures of the area, and I charged all my batteries for days now, so they should be all fully loaded. It's now 2:30 a.m. in the Bahamas. What are they telling us? It's now 2:30 a.m. in the Bahamas, and Hurricane Dorian has slowed to a crawl over the island chain, battering buildings with heavy rain and winds at 180 miles per hour. Residents are bunkering down at home in the dark and in shelters where they sought refuge as the storm hits. Sunrise isn't for another 4 hours at 6:53, when local authorities will be able to survey the full extent of the damage. That will be pretty scary pictures, I imagine, tomorrow morning. Then they say Dorian could be the fourth Category 5 hurricane to hit the US in the last 2 years. The other ones were Hurricane Irma, Hurricane Maria, and Hurricane Michael. Which, when I remember that Hurricane Michael, wasn't that a Category 1 which stayed offshore? I don't know. Catastrophic damage after Dorian hits the Bahamas. Okay, and this is like 2 hours ago, so yeah, so nothing really new about the path though. It's weird, even Weather Channel people aren't even outstanding there and stuff like usual. Yeah, well, they did during the day today, like I saw one guy, he was standing like at a gas station, and it was like standard traffic, like, you know, a car at each pump. It was on the turnpike, so pretty normal in my guess. And he was like, oh yeah, people are storming to the to get some fuel and blah blah blah, and it's somehow ridiculous sometimes. It was down by Homestead, Andrew was. Yes, that's right. I wasn't there in the States yet in that time, but I remember the pictures in Europe as well. We had a lot of coverage in Europe about Andrew. I could continue streaming from the phone, but the thing is that when I lose power, I think also, like, well, chances are that the phone towers will be down as well. So turnpike here. You've been on the East Coast for a while, eh? Yeah, well, you know, I mean, when you want to avoid traffic, you mostly take the turnpike. Did I do that? Oh, sorry. Wrong screen. Still not that much wind out there. Illinois, we just have tornadoes. We had a bigger tornado in Luxembourg last month, which was damaging a lot of houses actually. And Luxembourg is absolutely not the place where that is known for its tornadoes, so it's a bit weird, but I just heard in the news that it is slowing down. Well, not intensity-wise, but speed-wise. But, well, they are repeating themselves all day long, so I don't know what to believe. Also, it is nearly 3 a.m. I will shut down the stream at 3 a.m. because I need to get up pretty early tomorrow. Also to live stream again, so tomorrow at 8 or at 9 I am looking forward to put back on the camera outdoors, as tropical storm winds should arrive at 8 a.m. as long that's, well, that's what they said on TV, so we will see. When it is at 9, I mean, it doesn't, well, we'll see. I will get up pretty early anyways. Probably I will get wake up by the noise. If they are right, I don't know. But our last bad one up here in Maine was Hurricane Bob in 1991. It's only 2 years old. Wow. it is weird because like in Europe we don't know hurricanes. You know, I mean we have some earthquakes in Italy sometimes. Nothing too bad. I mean, you know, we have some volcanoes in not in Luxembourg, but in Europe. But we don't have hurricanes, so most people don't even know how intense a hurricane can be. We do have in German it's called Orkan, so it's like an equivalent to a hurricane in a small scale. So, but it is nothing like a hurricane. I mean, it's more like a tropical storm or subtropical depression, or how does this called? So, yeah, people mostly are not really informed about hurricanes in Europe. Do we have anything new out there? It seems to be frozen again, I think. Or it is very, very calm. It is calm before the storm. No, basically this is not calm, this is frozen. I think the camera got stuck or something. As I said, my Wi-Fi is pretty weak out there, so I must see how I do this tomorrow, because when I would mount the camera outdoors and I close the garage door, probably this won't work, and I don't want to open one of the hurricane shutters just to make some pictures. But maybe I could do this on the oh, there we are. Maybe I can hook it up somewhere next to the front door or something. Yeah, we really have any natural disasters. Yeah, at most crappy blizzards. Yeah, I was in New York. I think that was like 1999 or something, and we had a pretty bad blizzard. It was quite funny because we arrived in the evening, and we slept in a hotel, my ex-girlfriend and I, and we woke up in the morning and there was no noise, and I was like, I mean, come on, we're in the middle of Manhattan and there is no noise at all. I opened the window and there was like at least, I think it was like 4 or 5 feet of snow everywhere, covering everything. You can't even see the cars, and people were, playing in the snow on Times Square, and not one car was driving that day. That was like my first time in New York. It was pretty funny, pretty impressive, because we don't have blizzards in Europe neither. So I always was fascinated by tornadoes. I mean, they're pretty impressive. But still not that much to see out there. Yeah, 1989. Well, no, 1989 I was like 8 years old, so I was a little young at the time, so no, it was 99. In that time I was working in Cologne in Germany, and yeah, that was a nice time too. Even I didn't like Cologne that much, but it was okay. In that time I was well, I'm a learned cameraman, so I worked as a cameraman for now 19 years. But since 2006, I own my own company for special effects, so I'm just, making camera jobs like every now and then. And in that time, I was learning for cameraman in Germany, and I was working on Big Brother, the first three. How do you call that? The first 3 episodes? Yeah, episodes. Okay, we can see some little movement now here in the bushes down there. could be one of the first waves. Very small, tiny waves. For now. I guess I'm the old man now. I'm 60. Well, you know, 60 is the new 45, so, you know, age doesn't matter. I mean, it is how it is. Off air again. There, it's back. Okay. Okay, guys, so, yeah, it's nearly 3 a.m., so I will shut this stream down now. But I will be back from tomorrow morning on, and, yeah, if you like to see some more videos, I have this YouTube channel, where I mostly make some nerdy things like building, spider web guns for Halloween, or, I have a bunch of laser cutter related videos, as I once bought a very cheap laser cutter from China for like, I think 380 bucks or something, and it still works. So I made a lot of those videos and tutorials and stuff like that. But for now, I'm just yeah, I'm just concentrating myself onto